Have you ever had to celebrate yourself because no one else remembered? I sit alone at a corner table in caffeine dreams, my fingers wrapped around a cooling latte while 3 tables away. A group of friends surround a woman about my age. They've decorated her chair with helium balloons that bounce against the ceiling. A chocolate cake sits before her, studded with dancing candles. Their laughter rolls across the cafe in waves, punctuated by the click of phone cameras capturing the moment. I look down at my phone. The screen remains stubbornly blank of birthday wishes. Just the family group chat notification from 2 hours ago. 17 messages about Carter's upcoming law firm partnership. A single vanilla cupcake sits on a plate before me, the candle unlit. The barista had smiled when I ordered it, asking, "Special occasion?" I'd nodded, and she'd tucked a candle into the frosting without another word. Some stranger showed more thought than my own family. I opened the group chat reluctantly, scrolling through my mother's excited messages. Carter just called. The partners voted unanimously. Celebration dinner next month. Thomas, we'll need to book Giovanni's. My father's response, already called Marcus. He's holding the private room. No mention that today is my birthday. Not one word. This morning, I'd called Mom, hoping perhaps she was planning some surprise. Her voice had brightened immediately. "Addison, have you heard the news about Carter?" "No, what happened?" I'd asked, my stomach already sinking. "He made partner, the youngest in the firm's history." Pride saturated every syllable as she launched into details about Carter's accomplishment. After 3 minutes, I gently interrupted. "Mom, do you know what today is?" A pause. "Friday? It's my birthday." "Oh," another pause. "Is that today? I thought it was next week." "No, Mom, it's today. I'm 33 today." "Well, happy birthday, dear." Her voice had shifted to that distracted tone I know too well. "Listen, your father wants to host a dinner for Carter next weekend. Can you help with the arrangements? You're so good with those details." The birthday candle before me blurs slightly. I blink hard, refusing to cry in public. This pattern stretches back through my life like a well-worn path. My 11th birthday, when they rushed me through opening presents because Carter had a debate competition. My 17th, when they dropped me at Grandma's for the weekend while they toured Yale with Carter. My 21st, when my celebration dinner became an impromptu engagement party after Carter proposed to his girlfriend. I'd learned early to make myself smaller, to expect less, to celebrate myself in quiet ways that wouldn't inconvenience anyone. Like now, with this solitary cupcake. My phone buzzes with a text from Dad. "Can you help with Carter's partnership celebration next weekend? Your mother's overwhelmed with the guest list." Something snaps inside me. A lifetime of being overlooked crystallizes into this single moment. I pull out my laptop, opening my banking app. The numbers stare back at me. $84,000. My performance bonus from the Madison campaign, the one that increased client engagement by 43%. The most successful campaign in company history, according to my boss. The one my parents dismissed with, "That's nice, dear," before asking if I'd thought about law school recently. I type, "Lakefront Property, Michigan," into the search bar. Properties populate my screen, peaceful retreats on sparkling water, far from Chicago, far from the family that can't remember my birthday. A listing catches my eye. 3 bedrooms, private dock, $362,000. My fingers hover over the contact realtor button as doubt creeps in. My family would say it's impulsive, irresponsible. They'd question every aspect of my decision without acknowledging I'm perfectly capable of managing my own finances. Behind me, the birthday celebration erupts in a chorus of "Happy birthday." The woman beams as she leans forward to blow out her candles, surrounded by people who remembered, who showed up, who celebrate her existence. I press the contact realtor button firmly. "Happy birthday to me," I whisper, and for the first time today, I smile. My Chicago apartment greets me with shadows when I return from the cafe. The afternoon sun slants through the blinds, casting golden bars across my Northwestern diploma and the framed article from Marketing Today. Madison campaign increases client engagement by 43%. PR specialist Addison Reyes delivers company's most successful campaign. I trace my name on the glass. 3 weeks ago, this article made me beam with pride. Now it reminds me of another moment my family missed. I open my laptop and click the realtor's email. 3 lakefront properties, all within my budget. The freedom of having $84,000 sitting in my account feels both terrifying and exhilarating, like standing at the edge of a cliff, knowing I could finally jump. My phone rings. The realtor, Catherine Walters. Miss Reyes, I wanted to check if you had questions about the properties. I stare at my diploma, remembering graduation day. My parents clapping politely before rushing off to Carter's law school apartment warming. PR isn't a real career like law, my mother had said in the car, but I suppose it suits you. I'm ready to see them, I tell Catherine. All 3. Wonderful. And regarding financing? I straighten my shoulders. I can make the down payment immediately. A memory surfaces, my boss announcing my bonus at the company meeting. The most successful campaign in company history, he'd proclaimed, handing me the envelope. You've set a new standard, Addison. My colleagues had erupted in applause. That night, I'd called my parents. Guess what happened today? Can I call you back, honey? Mom had interrupted. Carter's talking to us about this fascinating case he's working on. I never called back. They never asked. Miss Reyes, are you still there? I blink away the memory. Yes, sorry. When can we see the properties? How about this weekend? Bring anyone you'd like, spouse, parents. Just my friend Emma, I say firmly. No one else needs to be involved. The following Saturday, Emma practically bounces beside me as we follow Catherine up the gravel driveway of the 3rd property. The first 2 were nice but forgettable. This one, though. Holy crap, Addie, Emma whispers as the trees part to reveal a cedar-sided house overlooking a crystal blue expanse of water. This is it. The lake house isn't massive, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, just under 1,800 square feet, but the huge windows facing the water make it feel limitless. A private dock extends into the lake like an invitation. The owners are asking $362,000. Catherine says, unlocking the door. Built in 1992, renovated in 2018, solid construction, new roof, updated kitchen. Emma nudges me. This is so you. Inside, pine floors gleam in the sunlight. The great room opens to a kitchen with granite countertops and stainless appliances. Nothing flashy, just quiet quality, the opposite of my parents' Oakbrook mansion with its obvious opulence. I'll give you some time to explore, Catherine says, retreating to the deck. I walk through empty rooms, footsteps echoing. In the primary bedroom, a window seat overlooks the water. I sit, feeling the warm sun on my face. You know what I love? Emma says, leaning against the doorframe. You didn't even consider calling your parents about this. They'd just try to talk me out of it. Exactly. The old Addison would have let them. She sits beside me. Remember when you almost turned down the Madison campaign because your dad said it was beneath your talents? I nod, remembering how I'd nearly rejected the very project that launched my career. If you want this place, take it, Emma says. Your financial advisor already confirmed you can afford it. My meeting with Brenda, my financial advisor 3 days ago, replays in my mind. You've been saving smartly since college, she'd said, reviewing my portfolio. This purchase won't compromise your retirement goals or emergency fund. If it's what you want, you're in an excellent position to do it. No one in my family knows I've been working with Brenda for years. They assume I'm financially naive, just like they assume I'm professionally unsuccessful. I want it, I tell Emma. A week later, I sit at a closing table. Catherine smiles as I sign each document, her respect evident. No condescension, no subtle suggestions that I might not understand what I'm doing, just professional courtesy. The final signature done, Catherine hands me a set of keys. Congratulations, homeowner. That evening, I stand on my dock as sunset paints the water, copper and gold. Tears stream down my face, not from sadness, but from a strange, powerful sense of arrival. For once, I haven't made myself smaller to fit someone else's expectations. Happy belated birthday to me, I whisper to the water. 2 weeks pass in a blur of furniture deliveries and paint samples. I drive up every weekend, creating my sanctuary. No one in my family notices my absences. On Sunday evening, I stand on the dock watching pink clouds reflect on the still water. Impulsively, I snap a photo and post it to Instagram with the caption, "Weekend by the lake. New beginnings." Within minutes, my phone explodes with notifications. Mom, whose place are you staying at? Dad, is that a rental? Seems extravagant. Carter, did the company give you access to some executive retreat? I stare at their messages, amazed that not one of them considers I might have acquired something significant on my own. My thumbs hover over the screen before tapping out a simple reply. It's mine. I bought it. The family group chat goes completely silent. I watch the read receipts appear next to my message, imagining their shocked faces. Hours pass without response. Finally, as I'm driving back to Chicago, my phone pings. Mom, family dinner. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Non-negotiable. I smile at the message, surprised by my lack of anxiety. For the first time in my life, I'm not dreading a family confrontation. They can't take this away from me. I've already chosen myself. The next evening, the crystal chandelier casts shadows across my parents' formal dining room, illuminating the Oakbrook mansion where I grew up but never belonged. Mother has arranged white roses in the center of the mahogany table, their perfume mingling with the scent of roasting beef. Everything perfect, as always. Everything controlled. Father sits at the head of the table, his silver hair combed immaculately, his fingers drumming against the polished wood. The sound follows me as I take my seat across from Carter, who studies his water glass with sudden fascination. Quite the little surprise you dropped on us, Father says, his voice carrying the same measured tone he uses in court. A lake house, in Michigan. Mother places a crystal glass of Cabernet beside my plate, her smile tight. We were just concerned about the timing, sweetie. These decisions shouldn't be made hastily. I've owned it for 2 weeks. I sip the wine, letting its warmth steel my nerves. Nothing hasty about it. Carter glances up, his expression caught between sympathy and relief that he's not the target tonight. The grandfather clock in the hallway ticks away seconds of uncomfortable silence. Thomas, the beef will get cold. Mother gestures toward Father, who hasn't moved to serve the roast on the sideboard. I think we should clear the air first, Vivian. Father leans forward, clasping his hands on the table. Addison, do you have any idea what lakefront property costs to maintain? The property taxes alone. The taxes are comparable to my Chicago condo. My voice comes out steadier than I feel. And insurance? Flood coverage? His eyebrows arch. Winter damage from ice? Mother's hand flutters to her throat. Sweetie, did you consider the maintenance costs? Those old places need constant attention. It's not old. It was renovated completely in 2018. Carter clears his throat. Dad, maybe we should. Carter, I'm simply making sure your sister understands what she's gotten herself into. Father's voice hardens. The real estate market around the lakes can be predatory. I'd be happy to look over the contract, make sure you weren't taken advantage of. The familiar dismissal ignites something inside me. Not the usual hurt, but something hotter, brighter. I had my own lawyer review the contract. I reach for my wine, noting how my hand doesn't tremble. The inspection was thorough, and the property appraised above my purchase price. Well, that's Father starts. The down payment was 30%. I continue, setting down my glass. The interest rate is competitive. The insurance is comprehensive, including flood and ice damage coverage. Mother exchanges a look with Father. That must have cost $84,000. The number hangs in the air. My performance bonus from the Madison campaign. The one that increased client engagement by 43%. 80. Father's eyebrows lift slightly. That's a substantial bonus. The most successful campaign in company history, according to my boss. Well, Carter says, that's impressive, Addie. Lucky break with that campaign, Father mutters, reaching for the wine bottle. I reach into my bag and pull out the worn leather album I brought. I want to show you something. Addison, we haven't even eaten, Mother begins. I flip open the album to the first page marked with a sticky note. Carter's 10th birthday. 40 guests. Clown, magician, and a chocolate fountain. The photo shows a beaming Carter surrounded by friends, while I sit in the corner, half cropped out of the frame. I turn the page. My 10th birthday. Dinner at Olive Garden with the 4 of us. I ordered spaghetti. Mother's face tightens. We celebrated all your birthdays. I flip to the next marked page. Carter's 16th. You rented out the country club. There was a band. Father pushes his chair back slightly. What exactly is your point? The year we both had birthdays in the same week. I turn to the pages I've placed side by side. Carter's graduation party, combined with his birthday. 200 guests, catering from Giovanni's string quartet. The silence thickens as they stare at the contrasting images. My college graduation that same week. No party, no picture. I close the album gently. No one even remembered my birthday 3 weeks ago, the day I decided to buy the lake house. Mother's face pales. We've always... No, the word cuts through the room. You haven't. I stand, feeling a power I've never claimed before. The height advantage shifts something in the room, in me. For the first time, I'm looking down at my father. I don't need your approval. I never had it anyway. My voice grows stronger with each word. I've built my own success while you were busy celebrating Carter's. Carter stares at his plate, his shoulders hunched. The lake house isn't just a home. I meet Father's eyes directly. It's my declaration of independence. Addison, Mother reaches toward me. You're overreacting. I've been underreacting my entire life. I place my napkin beside my untouched plate. That ends tonight. I move toward the door, feeling their stunned silence behind me. Don't expect me at Carter's partnership celebration. I pause at the threshold, turning back one final time. I'll be at my lake house. The door closes behind me with a soft click that feels louder than any slam could. Outside, the evening air fills my lungs as I breathe deeply for what feels like the first time in years. 10 minutes later, my phone buzzes with an incoming call, Mother's name flashing on the screen. I silence it and slide into my car. As I drive away from the house where I was always second best, streetlights illuminate my face in the rearview mirror. A smile spreads across my lips, small but unmistakable. I've spoken my truth. I've claimed my worth. And for the first time in my life, I feel weightless. The road ahead leads north, toward Michigan, toward the home that belongs only to me, toward the life where I finally come first. 2 weeks pass in setting my boundaries and refusing to contact my parents. Instead, I focus on myself and my house. I press my palm against the freshly painted wall, robin's egg blue drying to a perfect matte finish. The color transforms the bedroom, catching morning light in a way that makes the space feel twice its size. 4 weeks in, and the lake house finally resembles something that belongs to me, rather than an empty shell of possibility. This color is absolutely you, Emma says, stepping back to admire our handiwork. Specks of blue dot her forehead where she absent-mindedly brushed hair from her face. Unlike that mausoleum, your parents call home. I smile, recalling the stark white walls and formal furniture in my parents' Oak Brook mansion. Nothing could be touched without permission. Nothing moved without purpose. The whole point was to create something opposite of that, I say, dropping my roller into the paint tray. A place where I make the rules. Later, after she left, I sit on my dock, watching sunset paint the water in swirls of orange and pink. The gentle lapping of waves against the shore creates a rhythm that slows my breathing, my heartbeat. For the first time in years, perhaps ever, I feel the absence of pressure to be someone else. My phone buzzes in my pocket. Again. I've stopped checking immediately. The desperate tactics began 3 days after my walkout at dinner. First came Mother's voicemails, evolving from irritated, "Addison, this silence is childish," to concerned, "Sweetie, we're worried about you," to almost panicked, "Please just let us know you're alive." Then Father's formal email arrived with the subject line, "Tax implications of your purchase." 6 paragraphs of financial advice I hadn't requested, concluding with, "Your mother is distraught. Call her." Carter's approach was subtler, a single text. "They're in shock, but I think you got through to them. Dad actually asked what PR firms actually do yesterday." I responded to none of them. The crunch of tires on gravel pulls me from my thoughts while sitting on the dock. I turn to see a silver BMW pulling into my driveway, Carter's car. My stomach tightens. I hadn't invited him, hadn't invited anyone from my family. I walk slowly from the dock, watching my brother emerge from his car. He looks smaller somehow, less certain in his movements as he glances up at the lake house, then spots me approaching. "Nice place," he says, hands shoved in his pockets. "Really nice." "Thanks. Why are you here?" Carter shifts his weight. "Can I come in?" I lead him through the front door, watching his eyes widen as he takes in the open living area with its wall of windows facing the lake. Sunlight streams across the hardwood floors. I refinished myself. "This island." He pauses, turning slowly. This is beautiful, Addie. No one in my family has called me Addie since I was 12. What do you want, Carter? My voice comes out sharper than intended. He sits on the edge of my sofa, elbows on knees. I've been thinking about what you said at dinner, about the birthdays, the photo album. He swallows hard. I went through our old family photos yesterday. And I never realized how differently they treated us. It's so obvious now. His voice cracks slightly. Every milestone of mine documented like a presidential campaign. And you're just missing from so many pictures. The admission hangs between us. This conversation should have happened years ago. I was so wrapped up in myself, he continues. In being their perfect son, I never stood up for you. My throat tightens unexpectedly. No, you didn't. I'm sorry, Addie. Truly. The simple apology unlocks something between us, a possibility I hadn't considered. Are you hungry? I ask impulsively. I was about to make dinner. We end up on the dock with pizza and beer as stars appear above the lake. The conversation flows easier now, without the weight of our parents' expectations pressing down. Can I tell you something? Carter asks, picking at his beer label. This partnership, it's what Dad wanted, not me. You're not happy? I haven't been happy in years. He laughs without humor. Look at you, though. This place. The way you just decided what you wanted and took it. He gestures at the lake house, glowing with warm light behind us. How did you get so brave? The question catches me off guard. Carter, who never questioned his path, now looks to me for guidance. Our roles have completely reversed. I just got tired of waiting for permission to exist, I say finally, for someone to notice I was drowning. While Carter nods slowly. Teach me, he says softly. I take a sip of beer, watching my brother's profile against the darkening sky. For the first time, I see him not as the golden child who stole my spotlight, but as someone caught in the same toxic pattern as me, just on the opposite side. We can figure it out together, I tell him, surprised to discover I actually mean it. The knock on my door comes at exactly 4 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, 1 month after my dramatic exit from the family dinner. Through the window, I spot my parents' Mercedes in the driveway, my father adjusting his tie while my mother smooths her hair in the side mirror. I take a deep breath, centering myself in this space that belongs only to me. The lake house has become my sanctuary, walls painted in colors I chose, furniture arranged exactly as I wanted. No one's approval needed but my own. When I open the door, their smiles seem too practiced. Surprise visit, my father says, his voice oddly hesitant. He extends a bottle of wine, a Cabernet from the year I was born. A peace offering, perhaps. My mother steps forward with arms open, then stops, uncertain if the gesture would be welcome. The place looks lovely, dear. I step aside to let them enter. Come in. I was just about to start dinner. Their bodies move stiffly as they cross the threshold, as if entering foreign territory. In many ways, they are. This house represents everything they didn't expect from me: independence, financial acumen, the audacity to build a life without their blueprint. My mother trails me to the kitchen, hovering near the island. Let me help you with dinner, she offers, already reaching for an apron hanging on the hook. I've got it under control, I answer, pulling vegetables from the refrigerator. You can sit if you'd like. My father wanders through the living room, inspecting the crown molding, the hardwood floors, the view of the lake. Solid investment in lakefront property. He finally announces. Values in this area have appreciated consistently for the last decade. The familiar pattern reducing my choices to their financial implications rather than understanding what they mean to me. The sunset over the water is the real value. I reply, not looking up from the cutting board. You can't put a price tag on peace. Conversation stutters through dinner preparation. We dance around meaningful topics, discussing the weather, local restaurants, Carter's adjustment to partnership, everything except why they're really here. After we sit down to eat, my mother sets her fork aside and reaches for her purse. We felt terrible about missing your birthday. She places a small box wrapped in silver paper on the table. This is long overdue. I open it slowly. Inside rests a sapphire pendant on a white gold chain. Elegant, expensive, and exactly the style my mother would choose for herself. Nothing like the emerald earrings I've worn consistently for years. It's beautiful, I say, because it is, objectively. but it's not me. My father clears his throat. I noticed your mortgage rate when I looked up the property records. We could help you refinance, get a better rate through my contacts at First National. The familiar weight settles on my shoulders. Their help always comes with strings, with the implication that I need rescuing from my own decisions. I close the jewelry box and slide it back across the table. This isn't about presents. My mother's face falls. We're trying to make amends, Addison. By giving me what you think I should want instead of seeing who I actually am. My voice remains calm, though my heart pounds. This has been our pattern my entire life. Every choice I made was dismissed, while Carter's were celebrated. Northwestern instead of Yale? Settling. PR instead of law? Just a phase. My campaigns increase client engagement by 43%? That's nice, dear. My father shifts uncomfortably. We've always supported you. You've always tolerated me, I correct him. I learned to celebrate myself because you taught me no one else would. The words hang in the air between us. My mother's eyes fill with tears, one escaping to track down her cheek. My father's jaw tightens, his hands gripping his napkin, the silent response of a man unused to losing control of the narrative. I never saw what we were doing to you, my mother whispers, her voice breaking. I didn't realize. We were making you invisible. My father stares at his plate, warring emotions crossing his face, pride wrestling with the recognition of his failure. We wanted the best for both of you, he finally says. I don't need you to fix this, I tell them, my voice softer now. I just need you to see me, really see me, not the daughter you expected to have, but the woman I actually am. We finish dinner in contemplative silence. As I serve dessert blueberry cobbler from the local bakery, my mother looks up. Tell us about your current campaign, the one you mentioned at dinner last month. I hesitate, waiting for the inevitable redirection to Carter's achievements. We'd like to know, my father adds, surprising me. So I tell them. About the strategy I developed, the research that informed it, the creative direction that set it apart. They really listen, asking questions about my process, my team, my vision. It's not perfect. My father still suggests legal applications for my marketing approach. My mother still compares elements to Carter's work. But there's something new in their faces, a dawning recognition of my capability, perhaps even admiration. When they leave, my mother hugs me tightly. I'm sorry it took us so long to see you, she whispers. I watch their car disappear down the driveway, the evening light glinting off the lake behind me. This isn't resolution. One conversation can't erase decades of patterns, but it's a beginning. A reckoning long overdue. I leave the sapphire pendant on the coffee table. Tomorrow, I'll mail it back with a note suggesting we start fresh. Without expectations. Without pretense. Just me, as I am. Finally seen. 1 year later, I stand in my kitchen slicing strawberries for the birthday cake Emma baked this morning. Through the wide lake house windows, sunlight dances across the water and illuminates my living room where my family has gathered. Yes, my family, the same people who forgot my birthday last year. Need help with anything? Carter appears at my elbow, reaching for a strawberry. I swat his hand playfully. Those are for decoration, not snacking. He grins and leans against the counter. Can't believe you've been here a year already. Place looks amazing. From the living room, Mom calls out, Addison, where should I put these photo albums? On the bookshelf, I answer, arranging the last strawberry on the cake. The contrast between today and last year's solitary cupcake strikes me as I carry the cake complete with 34 candles to the coffee table. Dad looks up from his conversation with Emma's husband and smiles. An actual smile, directed at me. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Mom places a wrapped gift beside my plate. It's small but wrapped in paper, featuring vintage cameras. A nod to the photography hobby I've developed since moving here. The cake bears my name in elegant script, not hastily added as an afterthought. The gifts reflect my interests, a vintage camera lens from Carter, a first edition of my favorite novel from Mom, and a custom bird feeder for my doc from Dad. The path to this moment wasn't smooth. After that confrontational dinner last year, I established firm boundaries. No more dropping everything for family emergencies that weren't emergencies. No more diminishing my career achievements. No more accepting being second best. Your latest campaign looks fantastic, Dad comments as we eat cake on the deck. Those billboard designs really catch the eye. The casual acknowledgement of my work feels strange but welcome. Last month, Mom called asking for decorating advice for their lake cottage. A first acknowledgement that I might know something worth learning. Carter and I now share monthly sibling dinners, where we talk about our lives as equals. His partnership isn't the only achievement worth discussing. Last week, he asked my advice about diversifying his investment portfolio, Dad's territory for decades. We're not perfect. Mom still occasionally slips into old patterns, asking about my dating life with that familiar worried tone. Dad sometimes speaks a bit too loudly about Carter's latest court victory, but they catch themselves now, redirecting conversations to include me. As evening approaches, my guests depart. I walk alone to my dock, watching the sunset paint the water in shades of orange and pink. This dock where I first whispered to myself that I was enough has become my anchor. I built this life by recognizing my own worth when no one else would. This house stands as a daily reminder that I matter, even when others fail to see it. 2 weeks later, I welcome my marketing team for our annual strategy retreat. They spread out across my living room with laptops and notepads, respecting my space while admiring the view. Everyone gather on the deck, I direct, setting up my camera on a tripod. I join them, standing confidently in the center as the timer counts down. The resulting photo, framed and hung beside my desk at work, captures everything. My team, my home, my success, my smile. Sometimes you have to choose yourself before others can see your worth. If your family constantly overlooked you, would you confront them or move on? What's one time you had to celebrate yourself? Share your story in the comments below.